Section number 38. I'm talking about changing a decimal number to a fraction. How would I change this to a fraction? And since it's more than 1 or equal to 1, it's going to be a mixed number. Well, let's convert it to a fraction. Well, this is 4n. The decimal part goes in the numerator. Not bad. And since it is 3 digits, we put 1 followed by 3 zeros. Remember, this is the tenths, the hundredths, the thousandths. Well, that's what I did. This means 312 thousandths. Now, depending upon how you're really supposed to write this in class, that's one answer. If you multiplied and added 312, well, actually, here. I'm doing this not the most efficient way. Write down this number without a decimal. 4312. And since it's a 3 decimal place number, divide by 1 followed by 3 zeros. And you really should reduce, okay? I'll leave that to you. They're both even numbers. You can divide by 2 at least. So now, let us try another one. Suppose you have 88.1245. Just write down the number without a decimal for the numerator. In the bottom, put a 1, and if there's 4 decimals, 4 digits to the right of the decimal, well, you put 4 zeros. And I guarantee you 5 goes into both of these numbers, because they end in 5 and 0. I'll leave you to reducing it. If you were given 843.125, well, just write this number without a decimal. And you need to go home and study those 2 steps. First step, how do you convert a decimal number to a fraction? Write down that, well, it's a fraction. For the numerator, just write down the given number. Here's the given number. Write down the given number in the numerator without a decimal. Notice I didn't put a decimal between the 3 and the 1. In the bottom, put a 1, and if there's 3 digits to the right of the decimal, put 3 zeros. If there's 5 digits to the right of the decimal, put 5 digits. In either case, there is your answer. The only time what I'm saying would be wrong is if you put a 0 at the end. This is not equal to 843.1250 divided by 1 followed by 4 zeros. Excuse me, it is. It is. Okay, so let me keep it. It does equal 4 zeros. And the zeros cancel out for sure, and then you get the same answer that we got above. And we should, because this number does not need this 0 at the end. That is, these 2 numbers are the same. So what they equal, they should be the same. And yes, they are. I was thinking incorrectly that they wouldn't be the same, but surely they are. You're given a decimal number, and you want to write it as a fraction for the numerator. Put that decimal number without a decimal. In the denominator, you put a 1 and count how many digits there are to the right of the decimal. And whatever that number is, put that number of zeros. For example, if you have 0.000343, write down, for the numerator, write down this number without a decimal. It's 343. Why? Because 0, 0, 0, 343 is really just 343. And in the bottom, 3, 6. It's a 6-digit number to the right of the decimal. There are 6 digits to the right of the decimal. So you put a 1 and then 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 343 over 1 million. This is 343 millions. That's the millions position. Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. It's 343 millions. And that's exactly what I wrote. When you divide by a million, you're getting millions. If you have 0.32 and a half, and you want to write this as a decimal number, now remember, we do it in a couple of steps. It's really over 1. Now, if I multiply the top by 100, if I move the decimal over 2 places, I get 32.5. A half is 5. Well, you know what? I don't like that way. What I said is true. This is too complicated. Do it easier. If I move the decimal 2 places to the right, I get 32 and a half. And if I do the same on the bottom, I get 100. And now we play our little game. Multiply, you get 64, plus 1 is 65. So you get 65 over 2 divided by 100. And the rule for dividing, the rule for division, if one or both of those numbers is a fraction, in our case one of them is, you keep the top number, you change the division and multiplication, and you flip over the bottom number. The bottom number is really 100 over 1. When I flip it over, I get this. And you could reduce. 5 goes into both of these numbers 13 times and 20 times. 13 times 1 is 13. 2 times 20 is 40. This number happens to be 0.325 actually, or 0.32 and a half. Nobody writes 0.32 and a half except authors who make up arithmetic books. I wouldn't. 0.4513 or 0.145 and a third. Now 1/3, I meant to say and a third. Well, it's understood to be over 1. If I move this decimal 3 places, I get 145 and a third. If I move the decimal in the bottom 3 places, I get 1,000. 3 times 145 is 435, plus 1 more. Sounds like 436 over 3, divided by 1,000. 420, yeah. So, you keep the top number the same. Keep the top number the same. Division, you change to multiplication. And you're dividing by 1,000 over 1, so you multiply by the reciprocal. And these are both even numbers. 2 goes into the top number 218 times, and the bottom number 500 times. And 2 goes into 218 109 times, and 2 goes in here 250 times. I don't see any more reducing. I could be wrong. 109 times 1 is 109. 3 times 250 is 750. It's like 3 times 25. 3/4, 75. Don't forget the 0. 75 with a 0. One more. 0.16 1/4. 0.16 1/4. What's all of these? If you know that 1/4 is 2.25, you can say immediately this is this number, and then you can say this number without a decimal divided by 1 followed by 4 zeros, and there's the answer, reduced, okay? Or you can say 16 1/4. Perhaps you don't know 1/4 is 0.25. This is equal to itself over 1. Move this decimal 2 places. Move the decimal in the bottom 2 places. It becomes 100. 4 times 16 is 64. Plus 1 more is 65 over 4 over the 100. It's 100 over 1. So you keep the top number the same. You change division to multiplication, and you flip over the bottom number. Now 5 goes into both of these. 13 times and 20 times. No more reducing. 13 times 1 is 13. 4 times 20 is 80. There's your fraction. And this completes the section on changing a decimal number to a fraction.